Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly meal plan. In this episode each week, I share with everyone what's on my meal plan for my family for the upcoming week. It's just for dinners. This episode comes out every Wednesday. The meal plan starts on Saturday, and I do have a blog version of this meal plan with links to any recipes that I mentioned that can be found at lolasfrugallife.com. I mostly meal plan to save money, save time, make life easier to know what's for dinner. I don't go crazy about trying to make new recipes all the time. So you will notice a lot of rotation of certain things. I kind of have like a rotation plan that I follow. And then if I have time or energy, I'll add in some new recipes here or there. But it's not my biggest priority when meal planning. It's more just to have something to know that we're going to have for dinner tonight. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, April 9th. So this Saturday we are having honey chicken stir fry, which is from allrecipes.com. This is like a typical stir fry with chicken and vegetables, and then it's served over white rice. So that's just going to be like a one dish kind of meal. So I'm not making any other sides with that because it's got the rice, the chicken, the vegetables. So that is all I'm making for Saturday. For Sunday, I'm going to do baked ham and cheese party sandwiches, which is also from allrecipes.com. This is something that I just kind of make every once in a while. It's not like a typical meal that I usually make, but it's just something kind of fun. And I figured as the weather is getting nicer, I could make that with some potato salad on the side, and it would just make like kind of like for like a nice like entry to spring type meal. So the baked ham and cheese party sandwiches are basically just like you get these small little dinner rolls, and you slice them in half and you layer them with ham and Swiss cheese, and then you make this mixture melted on the stovetop of like Dijon mustard and Worcestershire sauce and stuff like that. I think that might mostly be it. Oh, and butter. I don't know if I said that, but it's like butter, Dijon mustard, and Worcestershire sauce, and then probably not saying that right, but anyway, and then you just like brush it over top of the sandwiches, and then you bake it in the oven, and I think they come out really good. We're going to do Hellman's potato salad on the side. That's from food.com. So that's what we're going to have for that meal. I'm not doing a vegetable that night. I'm just going to do the potato salad and the sandwiches. For Monday, we're going to do hamburgers. We do these every other Monday. So I don't really have a recipe for the hamburgers. I just take ground beef and make it into a patty and cook it up on the stove. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of McCormick hamburger seasoning. I'm also going to make best ever turkey burger, which is from delish.com. I made these last time and they were really good. I thought that they were going to be like way too mushy because the recipe called for adding egg to it, but no like breadcrumb or anything to absorb some of that egg. So they were kind of like really soft. And when I put them in the pan, I was like, how are these even going to stay together? But they did stay together. They were really like kind of like juicy, which turkey burgers don't necessarily always, they usually dry out sometimes. So I thought they were really good, but they were a little bit difficult to, like they were falling apart a little bit, sort of, when you put them on the hamburger bun. They were a little messy, but I thought they did taste really good for a turkey burger. So I'm going to make those again for my daughter that doesn't eat hamburgers. And then I'm also going to do the oven fresh seasoned potato wedges from allrecipes.com, which I always make with the hamburgers usually, and then just a can of vegetarian pork and beans. For Tuesday, we're doing tacos. We do a Mexican themed meal like every Tuesday. We rotate them. So this week is tacos, and I don't have a recipe for this one. I pretty much just, put out some hard shells and soft shells. I make some, I use ground chicken lately to make the taco meat. And I just season it really with some seasoned salt and chili powder. I don't buy the taco seasoning. And then, of course, I just put out like some lettuce, tomato, cheese, sour cream, avocado, all that kind of stuff for toppings. So that's for Tuesday. For Wednesday, we're doing fried flounder. Again, I don't have a recipe for that. I just buy the individually frozen pieces of flounder and I defrost whatever we need for that night. And then I just dip it in egg and breadcrumb and fry them up. And then for a side, I'm going to do cheesy instant pot rice and vegetables, which is from the saltymarshmallow.com. So this is a really easy instant pot side dish. And I kind of use it as one, like kind of two sides in one because it's got the rice and the vegetables all together and cheese. So you pretty much just put the rice and the vegetables and I forget water or vegetable broth or something like that or chicken broth, I forgot, whatever, but you put it in the Instant Pot and you just cook it, and then when it's done, you just mix in the cheese, so it's really pretty quick and easy side to make. For Thursday, we usually do either breakfast for dinner or soup and grilled cheese, because that's the night I go food shopping, so I try and make things a little bit easier. So this week we're going to be doing slow cooker corn chowder, which is from damndelicious.net. And I really love this. It's so good. It does call for like ears of corn, but I just use canned corn and it comes out just fine. I just kind of estimate. I think I usually use like 2 cans of corn for the soup. And you do need an immersion blender because at the end of cooking the soup in the crock pot all day, you take the immersion blender and just kind of run it through the soup to kind of blend up the corn so that it's more like a creamy consistency. So that's the only thing. You do kind of need that tool, but it's really good. And then what's great is that it'll be pretty much done when I get home, and then I just cook up some grilled cheese to go on the side with it. So that is for Thursday. And then the last meal on the meal plan is for Friday, April 15th, which we're going to be doing creamy herbed pork chops, which is from allrecipes.com. I think I've mentioned before, when I make this, I don't actually make the creamy part, not for any reason other than I just usually try and make things simpler. And I don't normally feel like making the creamy part, although it's probably delicious, but I still just love this recipe just for the cooking of the pork chops in butter and Montreal steak seasoning. It's so simple and easy, and I think they come out so good. And we use the bone-in pork chops, and I just think they taste so good just simply by cooking them up in the hot butter and then seasoning them with the Montreal steak seasoning. So I'm doing that. And then for a side, we're going to do bow tie primavera, which is from delish.com. So this is like a bow tie vegetable dish where it has like mushrooms and asparagus and zucchini and cherry tomatoes. And I made it, I think, one other time, and everybody really liked it, so I'm going to do that again, and that will go with the pork chops. And again, it's got the pasta and the vegetables all in one, so I'm not going to do another side dish. We're just going to do that. So that's it for this week's meal plan. As I mentioned, the blog post can be found on my website at lolasfrugallife.com if you're looking for any links to any of these recipes. Don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would really love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I can see that you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast, that would be really helpful to me. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show get found by other listeners. Also, if you're interested, there is a link to financially support the podcast in the episode details. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.